French novelist George Sand once said, "There is only one happiness in life, to love and be loved." This is true, but love takes many more forms than our relationships with other people. It has everything to do with your daily life and how you run your business. So if you want to be more than just successful in business and you'd like to include happiness in the success equation, stick with me as we explore this topic in today's episode. This is the Heart Body Business Podcast. Inspiration, tips, and tools for entrepreneurs seeking a more fulfilling type of success. One that stems from exploring and expressing their true passion and purpose and finding healthy ways to do so. All coupled with insights and action items to get a business moving in the right direction. I'm Steve, your host, and I invite you to learn more at heartbodybusiness.com. As a quick reminder, in the heart-body business model, we have three centers of consciousness, one associated with the body, one associated with the mind or ego, and one associated with the heart or our inner genius and highest self. This aligns perfectly with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where our base needs address survival, keeping the body alive, food, warmth, shelter, and physical safety. Our next highest needs address the mind or psychology, belonging, friendship, and feelings of accomplishment. And our highest needs address the heart or self-actualization, fulfilling our true purpose for being here on planet Earth. Often, when one talks about friendships and relationships to satisfy our psychological needs, they might include the word love. But as I said, genuine love relates to all these levels. Strictly speaking, relationships and friendships can satisfy various needs, survival included. We could have these friendships because we're still dominated by fears of the body and want to keep it alive through alignment with a group. We could have these because we want to feel good about ourselves. For instance, having a trophy wife or husband, knowing someone famous, or whatever. At the level of psychology, these relationships are not necessarily about love. They are about ego or personality. That's okay. There's an important role for each of the body, the mind, and the heart. But genuine love flows only through the heart into the other realms. It is not ours. It is a universal force, the universal force, the force that drives all of creation. But it can flow into us, and to the degree we allow it, we experience peace and happiness. This is why, indeed, there is only one happiness in life, to love and be loved. If that love flows through the heart and into every facet of our lives, then we can look at it across these three areas. If we're to love our body, we need to care for it as the temple it is. The body is our means of taking action in this world. We cannot accomplish our purpose without it. And if we fail to care for it, we are failing our mission to whatever degree we are limited. This isn't to say everyone needs a perfect body. Who's to say why we have different bodies with different strengths, or even why we experience accidents or illnesses that change our bodies? I only believe that the universe executes all its operations through variety, and that there are reasons for each of us being unique. All I'm saying is that we have to care for what we have to the extent we can. Eating well, giving adequate time for both exercise and rest, building a healthy environment with a clean home and toxic-free products and so on. This is love for the body. Notice the quote doesn't only say to love, but to love and be loved. When we love our bodies love us in return. They operate on a higher level. And if I can be a little esoteric, they literally vibrate at a higher level as well, attracting totally different life experiences than when they're poorly cared for. I think this sort of resonant life experience is true across body, mind, and heart. And we want to optimize all of them to optimize what we can put into life and what we get out of it. So it's similar with our mind and personality. Can we step outside these and observe them with love, recognizing the strengths and weaknesses of what we have to work with and providing them with the same kind of healthy input and minimizing toxins so that we can think and plan our lives at the highest level possible? Are we digesting good information from books or other media? Are we avoiding toxic thoughts and negativity? Are we surrounding ourselves not only with those who make us feel good about ourselves, which is strictly for ego, and instead with those who empower us and push us to be better and cheer us on in our goals? Are we striving to learn and to develop our talents and to overcome where we think, say, and do things that aren't in our highest good or the highest good of those around us? All of this is about loving our minds and personalities and having them love us back as they're able to accomplish more when we provide the best tools and remove blockades. Finally, at the level of the heart, are we loving our inner being, our purpose for being here? Are we spending time to really intuit what we're here to do? Are we allowing our minds to flesh this out and our bodies to act on it, or are we too caught up in other things and failing to reach our highest potential? Again, the mind and body need rest. They may not always have the energy to pursue our goals, but it's far too easy for them to get caught up in the things that give them pleasure rather than being servants of a higher purpose. And the great danger of this, as I often point out, is that we reach the end of the game and we realize that for everything we invested in being here on planet Earth, we never bothered to fulfill the reason we played in the first place. I don't personally want to face that day in disappointment, and I don't want you facing it that way either. To me, one of the most deeply moving quotes from the Bible comes from the parable of the talents. We come to the end of our adventure, and as we reflect on the journey, what we want to hear is this: "Well done, thou good and faithful servant." Obviously, this goes far beyond our business adventure, but as entrepreneurs, we should always be asking ourselves whether our business pursuits are taking us toward or away from our innermost goals. As personalities, we have a passion for business. This is the way we're going to express our lives. There's nothing wrong with that. I dare say there's everything good in that because a truly successful business is one that serves the world. But if we're going to put so much time, so much effort, so much investment of money and life energy into our businesses, why not ensure they're aligned with our inner purpose? We must. If we want to be fulfilled in our work, if we want genuine happiness in our lives, then we must love ourselves on all levels. And that includes loving our inner genius, which is here to guide us along the path that was set out for us, the optimal path of expressing something great and expressing something that only we can give to humanity. When I think of the work of Seth Godin, this seems like the core of his message. How can you do something that brings real value to the world rather than just bringing another widget and racing to the bottom on pricing to try competing? How can you ignore traditional pricing barriers, in fact, because you're not competing with others? That is, no one else offers the same thing. Even if you offer a product or service that others offer, no one brings your unique something into it, whether that's unique features or just taking care of your customers on a whole different level. So, are you loving yourself across all these areas of body, mind, and heart? I know for many people, it's hard to feel a genuine love for themselves. But if this applies in any way to you at any of these levels, then I challenge you. Because if there's one thing I'm convinced of, it's that everyone is beautiful on every level, if only they'll let themselves be. We're all lovable and valuable because we're all here to be great and to do great things. And without you, the world misses out on something special. So where can you step up? Where can you embrace something greater? Loving your body by supporting its health, loving your mind and personality by supporting their strengths, loving your purpose by seeking it out, and making it the true north of everything you do. As George Sand said, there is only one happiness in life: to love and be loved. And as I have said today, that love begins within you. Till next time, thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe. You can also join our mailing list to get alerts on our latest episodes and other tips, tools, and news. Learn more and sign up at heartbodybusiness.com.